All right, guys, Mr. J. Olivie, or J.O. I'm going to call him J.O. because I ain't trying to butcher nobody's last name today. I'm a little tired. So, I want to talk about this for one quick second, so bear with me, understand with me. So, here we go. So, this man has done storyboard artists for many things, but let's go with DC, he's done Marvel here, but let's go with DC. He did Batman The Dark Knight Returns, but he did the most famous one that everybody loves, and that started the whole New 52 universe. In the anime universe was the Justice League Flashpoint Paradox. So he has came out and talked about the plans and storyboard artists, and probably he knows a lot more because he probably was told, "Hey, we need you to draw this and that. We need you to be the artist for this and that because this is the plan we're going." So pretty much he came out and said Zack Snyder trilogy for the Flash was going to be with Professor Zoom, and it was going to build up to the Justice League Endgame, or Justice League Endgame with Darkseid and all that, etc., and all that good stuff. But this is a conversation he had timely with the 10th anniversary of the Flashpoint Power Dogs. So Mr. O reveals that the studio original plan for the entire Flash trilogy leading up to the Flashpoint crossover, along with the surprise Flash villain, would have been pulling the strings all along across the DC universe, Professor Zoom or Reverse Flash. After directing Flashpoint Paradox, Mr. J.O. worked as a storyboard artist for the first 4 seasons of the CW of The Flash. You can tell he did, because after the 4th season, the show went fucking down the hill. Well, just not him either. Changing management and all that other stuff. The Flash just lost his place. But anyway, he talks about the time working on the Flash film, going through different versions and different iterations of directors. Because we remember we had Seth Grahame-Smith, the first director. He did a storyboard on him. He left due creative differences in 2016, a la because of Batman v Superman not doing well in the box office, which again, I might do a video talk about was DCU a failure, and I want to talk about that in a separate video, but we're not going to talk about it here because I could go on and on. I'm trying to make this very quick. So he leaves, then the new director comes in, Rick, what's his name? Rick F. It was a black director, and I can't say his name, and I don't know, he trying to butcher it. But again, the cast, he had to cast everything and ready and everything, etc., etc. He left in 2017 due to creative differences. You get the memo. So it was just a constant from what was going on after the box office reception of Justice League, after the box office reception of Batman. They kept correct the coursing again, and Zack Snyder was no longer there. So now you have multiple people, chefs coming in telling, "This is what we're going to do. This is what we're going to do." And I guess the man was like, "Fuck this shit," and he left. Can't blame him. The cast at the time include Ray Fisher, Cyborg, and Gal Gadot's Wonder Woman. One thing is clear, it was nothing like the movie released in 2013. 2023. Of course not. The movie went through multiple rewrites, multiple structures, multiple stuff. So, Rick movie wasn't the Flashpoint movie, O says, before he turned into a brief DCU history lesson. Originally, there was supposed to be just Zack 5 films, 1 side movie, which it ended up being The Suicide Squad, which is true. But after the success of Man of Steel, Warner Brothers decided to go all in on its cinematic universe. Rick movie was going to be a series of films like The Aquaman, and I think all those films they were planning to be trilogy, which were true. The Flash movies would have been particularly important to the DCU, however, because of the plan to introduce a classic DC villain, Mr. Professor Zoom, Reverse Flash. Rick movie was laying the groundwork for Zoom as the big baddie of the DC universe. O says it was Professor Zoom pulling the strings because he had come from the future, basically the F with Barry in the Flash movies. Zoom would be the villain in the background, but also the in other films as well too. You would see more of the influence of Zoom on the rest of the Justice League. This would all have come to a head in a Flashpoint movie, which Zack Snyder revealed previously at a 2019 fan screening, would have wrapped up his Superman-focused saga that served as a reboot of the entire franchise. At the end, Zack's Darkseid, Justice League, whatever. Zack Snyder's Justice League Darkseid War would have been the last part of whatever they would have done. and Mr. O said it was going to be ending with multiple heroes as like the popular 2000 cartoon show. Do you believe that last part? I don't know. It is what it is. So, with that being said, I went through all this. I put the article, and you can read it for yourself. So what happened? Now, this is where I'm not going to attack James Gunn. I'm not coming for James Gunn, nor am I coming for David Zaslav. This all was previously regime. What I mean was, this is before James Gunn got as CEO, and this is definitely before David Zaslav took over the reins. This is Aaron Snardoff, and this is Walter Hanaba. That regime and the old regime with Kevin Jahar, whatever the fuck that Japanese fool name was, their fault. So Warner Brothers kept meddling. They were not happy with the box office reception of Batman v Superman because they put way too much money into that motherfucking film regardless. $900 million is a good box office reception if you only spend $150 million. But those fools put over $200 million, which means the budget is bloated, which means it's probably $250 million. So they wanted a damn billion-dollar franchise. I mean, a billion-dollar film. No, you motherfuckers. Stick to a Man of Steel sequel, then eventually give Ben Affleck his own film. That's what fans wanted. Don't incorporate him yet unless you have a plan. They wanted to shoehorn him in because they thought Man of Steel box office was not good. Motherfucker, it's a first film in a trilogy of a new series. You're not going to get $1 billion. Not too many films get $1 billion the first try. If they do, I mean, God bless them. They got it. They released at a good time, and there was no goddamn competition. The sequels or the trilogies are the one that gets the $1 billion because you have built a fan base with the previous film that spread the word about the first film. Now the second one's going to get the money. It's not rocket science. But these motherfuckers told these shareholders they were going to get $1 billion. They lied to them. Be honest and say 600, 700 million. But again, Man of Steel box office budget was bloated. That's all them. The point I'm trying to make here is all these changes was all previous regime. But Walter Hanamba and Aaron Snardoff, fuck those two. Because let me tell you something about those two. And I'll be real honest with you. I'm going to be really honest with you. Those two are the main fucking reason that the Flash film we got is the one we got. Because the film with the too many rights, that film right there was going to reset the universe. The DC, soft reboot the universe. Because they wasn't going to get rid of Wonder Woman because she was a hot calamity. And plus, why get rid of a superhero woman that fits to their fucking agenda? They were going to get rid of Aquaman. That's right. And then they weren't going to get rid of Aquaman because Aquaman made $1 billion. Say what you want about Aquaman. It was a success for him and a bad thing because if it bombed, they were going to get rid of Jason Momoa. Then you had Shazam. They like Shazam. And fucking Walter Hanaba was going to use Shazam as a replacement for Superman to give that kind of superhero type of thing in the show. I mean, in the film. So they wanted to keep some type of superhero type of godlike character because Superman's not a god; he's an alien. So let's say, hey, let's get a god in here. Here comes Shazam. The Flash was going to reboot. The main two, Batman and Superman, and replace them with women, Batgirl, Supergirl. That was it. And Ezra Miller's Flash. That was it, and that was all. That was their plan. Watching that film in 2023, or this past year, you could tell that was their plan. However, David Zaslav came in, changed everything up. That's the only one good thing this motherfucker did do. He came in and stopped that shit because he knew the backlash and the heat he was going to get. Why do you think he was focusing more on Superman and Batman? Why do you think he did that article? He came out and said that. He said it because he saw that film and he saw what they were doing. He said, no, we're not doing that. Do I think the film should have came out and played out the way it should have been played out? Absolutely. Let them burn. Because I was going to tear every last one of those motherfuckers up. Not the director, but Aaron Snardoff and Walter Hanaba. Because their asses was going to get it. I have no love for those two. Fuck them. Fuck them both. Because those two are the main reason why we have the problem we have here. Instead of listening to the fans and giving us a Superman film, you want to do this. Let's throw things and let's throw darks. Let's keep throwing darks at the wall and see if they're going to stick. Birds of Prey, bombed. Okay? Bombed. Let's do another Wonder Woman. Bombed. Okay. Okay, let's do the Joker. Okay, it did well. But again, why are you doing a Joker film when not doing a Batman film without the Joker in it? Make that make sense? The point I'm trying to make here, ladies and gentlemen, all this middling, all this tomfoolery, all this foolishness these fuckers were doing was amount to nothing. Because at the end of the day, those two fools are no longer there. At the end of the day, we have probably the worst year for DC in the box office I have ever seen. As a DC fan, I have not seen film after film, bomb after bomb. This is bad. Did a Black Adam too. Fucking, I blame that on Walter Hanana and Aaron Snowdorf too. They didn't put Superman in the film because they didn't like him. Dwayne Johnson had to go behind the back to put him in the film because he knew his film was going to fucking bomb if he did not do that. They mad at him for doing that, yet they should have done that in the first place. Then they gave damn Dwayne Johnson full free reign to do what the fuck he wanted to do, knowing goddamn well you put Black Adam and Shazam in the same goddamn film. These motherfuckers should not be separated worth a damn. But if you're a true comic book fan, you would know that. Walter Hanama didn't know that. He was trying to please these actors so they could come work for him. So fuck him. Aaron Snowdorf should have known that because the company you're running, you should know what the fuck is going on. So fuck her too. So fuck all that old regime. Fuck them all. Fuck them, fuck them, fuck them. If this video gets demonetized, I don't care. Fuck them. Because all the problems that we're having now, it's because of them. Don't get it twisted. James Gunn and David Zaslav, there's some issues with them too. But they have not done anything for me to say they're the problem. They have done stupid decisions, but they have not done anything for me to say they caused the demise of the DC universe. Or they caused the demise of DC Comics. They have not done that. But Walter Hanaba, Aaron Snowdorf, Kevin Jahara, all those old suits at Warner Brothers, suit and motherfucking ties, fuck them all. Because they don't know what's going on. They should have listened to the fan base and we would not have this problem right now. When I hear stuff like this, it makes me angry. But again, it just makes me sad because they could have had that $1 billion franchise. They could have had that $1 billion they wanted if they would have just stayed, correct the course, stop jumping the gun because Marvel making more money than you. Marvel started in 2008. These fuckers have been going way longer than you. Shut the fuck up, do your own race, and just leave it alone. Stop listening to what the critics say, because eventually they will turn on Marvel. And we are 2023. They have turned on Marvel. If you would have stayed on your course, you'll be reaping the Marvel money. They're not. The Boys is the most popular thing right now in superhero. You know who they fucking parroting? The Justice League. You know what version they're parroting? The Zack Snyder version. But they're making them villains. It's just stupid. You know what I'm saying, man? It's the one of the... Oh, I could go on. I just could go... but you know what, ladies and gentlemen? That's it for this video. When I read articles like this, I'm like, whatever. It's sad, too, because they had a plan. They had a plan. And I knew they had a plan, too. It's just, I said, studio mentally. After seeing that Joss Whedon, just Joss League, or whatever they want to call it, I said, these fuckers fucked up. How can you fuck up this? And they did. They changed so much where they're like, well, we're not going to have Darkseid as the villain, but we're going to make Steppenwolf as the main villain. I'm like, just keep Darkseid in there. Or better yet, don't release the film until you get everything done. But anyway, as always, guys, like, subscribe. Peace, have a Johnson day. I'm done. And I'll see you guys in the next video.